Hi, guys. So we are at Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado, and Nate is about to go up to a hidden second story in our lighting area on the exterior of the building, exterior, interior. And thought it'd be fun for you guys to kind of hear kind of the work he's been doing and see some of the monkeying he has to do to get there. Okay.
Yeah, so here in the facade, like you can look that way. We've got a bunch of color kinetics fixtures and some wall washers, and this lights up this massive glass space that we're in. So you can see this goes up, I think, 5 stories here, and it's lighting up this facade that faces east onto I-25 from the stadium here. So up here on this ledge that I'm going to, there are 4 fixtures. So I need to readjust the power cords to be able to power from up here, and then adjust them and make sure that they're all set. And then I'll probably have to climb back up here and set addresses. So that should be something maybe I should do first. But anyway, I think I've got the numbers. We'll just go with that. We'll go from there. But yeah, here we go, climbing up. It's not necessarily the safest way to climb, but do what you gotta do sometimes.
It's a tiny, narrow area. So you do the best you can, going up and in. Yep, he's a monkey. It's official.
Yeah.
You guys missed it though earlier. He sent his cables up there, those coiled cables. He just tossed them, and each one he landed perfectly on the edge, exactly where he needed it. It was awesome. So while he's up there, I'll show you guys more. So this is the backstage area of this glass panel. Pretty cool. These are huge fixtures. I mean, here's the size of my hand. They're huge fixtures. And then some wall washers and stuff like that. But yeah. What's up?
No, never mind. I can't.
What do you need?
I need that power cord that I was going to take off.
Okay, the white one?
No, the one that's on that wall washer that has the Edison plug on it.
Okay. All right.
I meant to bring it up here and forgot.
Okay, we'll work that out here. All right, you survived being up top. You're officially down. What are you doing?
So now we're just setting the address numbers on these fixtures.
I'm cleaning them off.
Wiping up the lens a little bit. Some of them are dirty. I'll probably need to clean them with actual cleaner.
And when you say you're setting an address, it's a specific number each unit gets, so that it's basically like its name, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right, what are you doing?
Drawing out the map of all the fixtures in this place so that I can at least have the numbers where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the address numbers.
And that will help you be able to program later, right?
Yeah. So I was drawing out a quick scribble map with all the fixture addresses.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fixtures, the little small wall washers, you address on the back side
Mm-hmm.
of them, and they address differently
Mm-hmm.
than most DMX fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they address in fixture number
Mm-hmm.
rather than DMX address.
Okay.
So you have to count down from your upper. So in my DMX address numbers, there's 512 channels, but my last fixture, it actually uses, what is it? So it's 508
Mm-hmm.
is the actual DMX number, but it uses fixture number 170. So that's where things get confusing.
Mm.
And these are the kinds of specialty things that we do where we utilize equipment that has to be translated through 15 or 20 different things. So by the time I map this fully out
Mm-hmm.
into DMX in the final map plan, it'll show all these fixtures with multiple number types.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see fixture number, which is actually the number on the fixture, but then you'll also see a DMX address under it. And then I'll have to list it to what universe it's coming from and what data enabler is coming from, and then from what Mosaic controller is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So it has multiple levels of control functionality. So So the Mosaic system is running the main controls, sending DMX, but then we're injecting it into the network and taking it back out of the network with other devices, then sending the DMX onto the fixtures. So, yeah.
And you can do multiple universes, so you have to be very careful what you're assigning.
Right, in this building, we actually only use, we're only using 2 of 3 universes.
Really? We used
Mhm.
4 at Earth Illuminated.
Yeah, well, and City and County building uses 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just how we have to manage it, because the controls and the universe costs for different types of controller software is what's really, really expensive. So on our systems that we use at City and County building, the control costs are a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just output tons and tons of DMX over ARTNet and then hit converter boxes that are really inexpensive. But then like the ETC Mosaic system, they charge you per DMX universe because you're buying an entire controller.
Mm-hmm.
So it has like one output, but you're buying this full integrated, solid, hardened like automation computer for every one of the outputs, because the software and the programs and the links and everything else, they don't actually live on a PC sending command codes. They actually live inside the device. So the devices are much more expensive, but I guarantee you they're reliable. I don't think, I mean, they're so reliable, it's not even funny. They're hardened, military spec, reliable. So
And when you say output, you're also meaning universe.
universe, yeah, one DMX output. But it also has like trigger inputs, it also has a clock base on it, it's syncing to its network, so it's pulling down the network clock. I mean, it's a full-blown automation computer that is outputting DMX on one output, but then it has all this other configuration controls. So it's a really, really nice computer system, and you could put dozens and dozens of these on them, and then just program your controls on your laptop or your PC. And then when you say send commands or you send configuration, it loads all the programming to all the boxes, and then they all look at each other and they do their job. So it's a pretty amazing system, frankly. And in buildings like this, it's the only way to really do it reliably without being out here in constant maintenance, constant update programming. It's just a super great way. I suggest it's the best way, but be prepared to pay for it. But it's worth it.
So next steps, we're headed over to do the same thing on the other side, right?
Yeah, so we're going to take the ladder and the bag and the paperwork, and we're going to walk over to the other side, which is just around the corner. We'll go that way. So that's 53.
Mm-hmm. Real dirty.
Crescent wrench. So we can do all this easier.
Okay, so he's calling his guy.
Well, I may be able to videotape, but okay, so we got all the settings on the fixtures done. Now I gotta go down to Chris's office and program in the Mosaic software. So I have to actually take all these addresses, convert them to the DMX channels, delete a whole bunch of stuff that's not used here in the building anymore, and reinstall all of these fixtures into the new location. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing, setting up that. So that'll probably take me 15 or 20 minutes just to get that configured, and then I'll start sending colors to these. And we'll start with just kind of color wave, or maybe just even single colors to make sure I'm seeing the fixtures. So we'll have to check these. So once I start sending it, I'll send it to all the small little wall washers first, and then we'll send it to the CKs, or vice versa, either way. And we'll be able to see them light up, hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, everything should be wired, should be, right?
It's gonna be great.
Knock on wood is what I always say.
Yep.
Should work just fine. So
Yeah.
find out from Chris here if he's good to go.
Okay.
He was in a meeting with something. He was in some kind of safety, security meeting, so maybe we'll have to catch up with him here in a few minutes.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing. This is my job. I'm going to sit here and wait. And when he's done, then I'll go look at lights. And as he sends signal, because it's a distance, it's like 2 stories different, and it's on the opposite ends of the stadium. People literally drive vehicles to get from one place to the next. So I'm going to sit here and wait for him to send me details and data, and I'll let them know if it's working.
Nice, mate.
All right, so what are we doing this evening? So it's been how long? What have we been doing?
So it's now almost 6, and it was 1:30, I think, when we went and got lunch. So we goofed around most of the day. That was fun. And
And why did we do that? Like, so what did we accomplish first?
okay, yeah. So we did get all the lights in the east facade working. Everything was great. They were all tested, color changing. So we always do a color fade or a color wave on all the fixtures when we're doing stuff. And the Mosaic system just already had it pre-programmed stuff, so we just clicked it, sent it, and it all fired and worked. So that was really awesome. Everything was synchronized. So I programmed a few things in there, like groups and some other folders that hold all the fixtures, so it was easy to set up and program. But then they wanted us to come back because there's a game here coming up on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday night, there's the first night game. So obviously the building's got to be lit and working right?
Mm-hmm.
So priority one, and then with our schedule this week, it wasn't a whole lot of time to just come back
In an
down
evening.
here because we were like, oh, so we have tonight kind of open but we'll have like 7 hours in between when we got done and when we have to come back, because it still doesn't really get dark early.
No.
So it's going to get dark around 7:30 or so. There's a storm coming in from the west.
Yeah, here I'll show them.
So we'll see.
Look at this weather. We've seen lightning and lots of rain and stuff, so that's been fun.
Yeah, so there's some challenges with this because we're out on top of the building, right? So let's get on top of a building in the middle of, you know, like, what is this, the 5th highest lightning strike state in the country?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to get out there if the lightning is continue to go, but most everything we could probably check and be all right. And then this building actually has so many lightning rods on it, it probably would never get us, but
Hey,
probably,
I don't want to chance it.
probably
No.
variable there. It's probably not
Yeah,
worth it.
No.
And I'll be below the highest point, but at the same time, I don't know, being 10 stories up on the side of a building is not really that thrilling in a rainstorm. And at the same time, it's pretty amazing at the same time. So we've done it before.
Yeah,
but,
you're a monkey.
But we're here back, waiting for it to get darker so we can see the lights. It's funny, it doesn't really matter how bright your LED lights are. When it's during the day, even when it starts to get darkish like this, you know, you really can't tell that they're lighting up the whole thing until it's really truly dark. That's the contrast of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So super, super bright LEDs, and they're blindingly bright. And then we'll have to check them. But we'll end up going to the fountain outside. We'll do that first. Then we'll go...
And what do we have for lights on the fountain outside? Like, what is that?
yeah, so we did a video on that previous where Maddie and Mercedes and I were all out there working on repairs of that. And so there's a bunch of Color Kinetics lights in the fountain lighting up the water, which may or may not be running, and then lighting up all the horse sculptures in that. So it's pretty cool. It's like a fountain waterfall thing that goes from, I think, level 2 down to level 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really cool fountain, and it's right there in front of the Denver Broncos team shop. So that's a really cool space. And it looks great at night.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go inside the stadium.
So then we go inside the stadium, and I'll probably, depending on the weather, we might go start at the field. We just need to get some pictures from the field looking up at Bucky, the horse,
Mm-hmm.
on the south side of the space. And we might get one other angle kind of up on one of the concourses outside on the south
Mhm.
side to just get a little closer look.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll, from there, probably go to the top and do that outer east bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So like the bowl, the outer bowl of the stadium that faces the interstate, we'll go check that. I'm expecting to probably see maybe 1 or 2 of those colored reach fixtures that maybe got what I call hang fire. What happens basically is over time they're just running and running and running. One of them will like get blacked out and then it just won't receive the data signal properly,
Okay.
or it'll just be like waiting. And so I just have to unplug it, reset it, and all of a sudden it comes back to life.
Hmm.
We've been tracking, because they're all tagged with little stamp tags, brass tags.
Mm-hmm.
I've been tracking which ones have been hang fire,
Mhm.
and none of them are the same. So we
Mm.
haven't had the same one hang fire.
So it's
Yeah.
just basically a hardware issue, not a software issue.
Yeah, it's just it's probably inside something inside there, but it could come from like electromagnetic pulse. It could be coming from, you know, just something interfering with the data. It could even be a loose wire potentially, but until you track it down and it's consistent, you never really know. this is the kind of thing with pretty much any LED lighting system that has intelligent controls. You're gonna have to like power it off, power it back on. You know, so whenever we do that, it fixes it. So, and then from there, we'll go back downstairs to where we started today, earlier this morning. We'll start there, or we'll end there, back in that east facade. And we'll just double check, make sure the focus looks good and that kind of stuff. And then aim all the lights, tighten them up, make sure they look great, and then take a look at it from the outside. And make sure it looks good from the outside, and then, yeah, we'll be good to go.
You bet the whole thing is probably what?
I bet the whole time that we're here, just doing all these checks, is probably between 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Well, here's the perk being married and working together, or if Maddie and Sadie get to go with one of us to work, is when we have days like this, not only do we get to do something fun, like we had lunch and a leisurely lunch, and then we went and ran some errands and looked for things and got some supplies for another project. But then God's blessed us where we can be in unusual places people would like to be, and we're working, but it's like a special time. Like for the girls, it would be like daddy-daughter date almost, even though they're working and doing stuff. For me, it's like on a date with my man. We get the whole stadium to ourselves. Oh shucks.
Yeah, right.
So
Yep.
that's what we're doing. We're about T-minus 7 minutes until we go check in with security, and so we'll bring you along on that part next. Okay, we're doing the official check through a rainy window because it's raining out, see? We are sitting out checking to make sure the lighting is working, and it looks like it's working, right, Nate?
Yep.
Well, that's good. And then way up there is Bucky, way up there, a little white horse.
Do you see color change on him?
Yeah, there's color change. It's pink, it's red. Yep, Bucky's showing color. Green. Yeah, so Bucky's passing the test, and these guys are passing the test. So, onward to the next one then, yeah?
Yeah, so what I actually want to do here is I want to get a focus on these. So I want to see there's one that's in the water and it's just focused. It's just like blasting at the side of the boat.
Over there.
So I want to just kind of walk and look at this. So I might get out and actually get.
Gonna get in the rain, Nate?
Yeah.
You're gonna get in the rain?
Yeah.
That's
think
alright.
I think I'll find my Allen key set.
The one in your backpack?
Yeah, no, there's another set because it has a,
Okay.
I think a 9mm or something on the side of these. It looks like they're all working, and we'll just make sure that they're all good.
Awesome.
Daggum rain though.
I
A
know.
little bit wet, so.
What's funny is, I'm used to the other truck in Florida. I thought we had umbrellas, but guess what? No umbrellas.
Is there not an umbrella in there?
No, I don't see an umbrella.
Might look in the back of the seats.
Yeah, well look. Anyway.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, and the rain here is cold rain.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not going to be.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like I put my hat on because my head was already freezing because it's raining. It was like 85, almost 90 today, but then now it's already down to 75, 74.
Oh.
Yeah, 74
Oh my gosh.
degrees. And raining, cold rain. So.
Yeah. And you're
Good.
going out in it, and so am I. Wah! Here we go. Alright, so Nate's working on checking all the focuses.
those ones have held for the most part almost the entire life. Like, where did these pictures
All right, we're going inside the stadium now, and we found this rainbow. How pretty is that? Going in. All right, Nate's up there. He's working on getting some lights reset. We are down here, and we're on level 5. So I say down here, but we're on the top level of the mezzanine where guests come to go to the football game, and we're still checking lights. Taking a little break, appreciating the scenery. There's a rainbow over there. There's the old villages, so cool. The weather has passed, but there's the interstate. I'm focusing, getting all these lights to start hitting the glass proper. Nate's over here working real hard, making sure he's got all the fixtures set the way they need to be. I would say light focus is going really well. Everything's looking really good and even. Alright, so we're walking around the building to check the light focus, and that looks 1,000 times better. That looks amazing. Look at the party lights.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it looks amazing.
There's definitely some color beaming, but that's actually kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Because it hits all the way to the top now, for sure. And then the top lights look really good too. Good job, Nate.
It's almost as bright as the top.
Yep. Good job, Nate.
That's great.
Looks really good. Just taking pictures. Alright, and that, my friends, is a wrap for today. We're headed home. So, thanks for following along. And be blessed. We'll see you again soon. Bye.